What contact so far with Boris Johnson or his team?
Well, we have had discussions in the run-up to him taking over, but obviously fairly at an outline level, given that he wasn't confirmed as leader. But that will step up over the coming days. Parliament goes into recess today, so there's a period of time before we come back, and we will need to refresh and renew the confidence and supply arrangements. But I'm confident that we can do that.
Of course, that confidence and supply arrangement is what the Conservative Party needs, Boris Johnson needs. Just explain to people where that sits presently and why you think it can continue if you do.
Well, the Democratic Unionist Party, the secret's in the name, we're a Unionist party, like the Conservative and Unionist Party, so we believe that having a Conservative government in the current circumstances is much preferable to a Corbyn-led government. So we have a 5-year deal with the Conservative Party. It was signed between the Chief Whips, not between Theresa May and our leader. So it is a 5-year deal, but it is subject to review after every parliamentary session. Now, we've just had the longest session still going on in history, but that will come to an end shortly, and then at that point we will refresh and renew. But overall, the principle of wanting to ensure stability and ensure that the Conservatives are able to continue to govern as opposed to Jeremy Corbyn is one that we still subscribe to.
Refresh and renew, does that mean renegotiate?
Well, I think we have negotiated the substance of the confidence and supply, but we do need to refresh it and renew it, because clearly a new Prime Minister is new Cabinet Ministers, as we've been hearing. It is effectively a new government, so a lot of the things that we agreed 2 years ago have run their course. So I want to see what the plans are going forward. But let me give you the priorities. Strengthen the union, get Brexit delivered, and get devolution restored in Northern Ireland so that Stormont Assembly is up and running. Those are the three priorities, and that's what we'll be talking to Boris about.
The reality of the numbers in Parliament mean that you have Boris Johnson over a barrel. If anything, he needs you even more than Theresa May did.
Well, look, the arithmetic is what it is. Yes, clearly, we wouldn't regard it as having him over the barrel or anything like that. I think the arrangement we had with Theresa May worked extremely well. Of course, we had our differences with her over Brexit. That's what caused her problems and led to her downfall. But she had much greater problems with her in her own party. I think now that as we get towards the deadline and we realise that for the Conservative Party this really is something that has got to be delivered, I think we can get that over the line, and then we can move forward on a more stable basis.
Specific to the backstop, we have yet to hear clearly from Boris Johnson. It's only day one of his role, but what do you see as the potential breakthrough areas? I mean, he seems to think things can be recreated in a way that will work.
Well, look, I think that people need to realise that the European Commission has been relatively comfortable and comforted previously under the May regime by a view that the government would never do a no deal. We don't want a no deal outcome. Our view is that a deal is much, much preferable. But if you don't keep that on the table, then the other side have absolutely no motivation to offer a half-decent deal. Now, I'm very, very hopeful that the heads of government, and remember, people are saying, oh, people are off on holiday, there's nobody to negotiate with. The heads of government remain in place. Angela Merkel, Macron, the Irish Prime Minister, these are the key people, not so much the Commission. So at the end of the day, work needs to begin immediately by Boris Johnson on trying to strike that deal. We'll give him all the support we can, and we believe it can be done with goodwill.
Nigel, thank you very much.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you this morning. Nigel Dodds.